All right, let's get comfortable. I want you to picture something for a moment. Imagine being 20 years old. You just lost your job, the job that was supposed to be your path, your stability. You're back living with your parents in a small apartment in a small town in Italy. The future you imagined, it just evaporated. And the world is shutting down. Locked doors, quiet streets, a growing sense of uncertainty that you can almost taste. That's the pressure cooker. That's where our story today begins. And in that pressure cooker, a young man named Khaby Lame, Khaby to the world, made a decision. He picked up his phone, not out of some grand ambition to become a global icon, but out of boredom, out of a simple human need to connect, to express a little frustration, and maybe, just maybe, to make someone, somewhere, smile. But this isn't a story about going viral. This is a story about what happens after the virus. The viral video, I mean. It's a story about the most undervalued asset in finance and in life, your authentic perspective. So, let's rewind. Before the 300 million followers, before the Disney collaborations and the Meta partnerships, Khaby Lame was born in Senegal but raised from the age of 1 in Chivasso, Italy. His was a working-class immigrant family. His father was a mechanic. The path seemed laid out: school, then a trade, a steady job. He became a CNC machine operator. It was fine, it was secure, until it wasn't. The pandemic hit and he was laid off. Now, put yourself in that headspace. The societal script you were following just got ripped up. What do? He did what so many of us did. He retreated into the digital world. TikTok was exploding. He saw these incredibly complicated, often absurd life hack videos. You know the ones. Someone using a complex series of pulleys and candles to peel a banana, and something in him just sighed. And you felt that, right? That internal sigh at overcomplication? That's the seed. His first videos were simple. He'd duet these over-engineered hacks, and with a deadpan expression, he'd show the obvious simple solution. Peel the banana with your hands. Open a bottle with a bottle opener. His tagline? Nothing. Literally, silence. He never spoke, just that expressive face, those hands thrown up in the air as if to say, "Basta, enough. Why are we making this so hard?" That silence. That was his first and perhaps most brilliant financial decision. He didn't need to translate. Frustration is a universal language. In a platform screaming for attention with loud music and faster cuts, he chose quiet, relatable clarity. And isn't that a lesson? We often think we need to be louder, more complex, use fancier jargon to be valuable. Khaby did the opposite. He subtracted, he simplified. He identified the noise in his niche, the unnecessary complexity, and he removed it. That's not just content strategy, that's a foundational business principle. Find the friction in people's lives and smooth it out. But here's where the real test begins. The views started climbing. 100,000, a million, 10 million. The outside world sees overnight success, but the inside reality is a tidal wave of pressure. What's the next move? Do you start speaking? Do you change your formula? Do you cash in with frantic random sponsorships? This was his turning point. He didn't scramble. He leaned in. He doubled down on the character he created, the everyman, the silent judge of the overly complicated. He maintained that consistent, authentic expression. He became a brand not through a loud logo, but through a predictable, reliable reaction. That consistency built insane trust. When you see that face, you know exactly what you're getting. And that trust, that's what turned views into value. Brands didn't just see a guy with a lot of followers, they saw a human emblem of simple logic. So when he partnered with Binance, the crypto giant, to simplify crypto, it made perfect sense. When he became a face for Hugo Boss, it wasn't just a model deal, it was about elevating his authentic, sharp style. Even his video game collaborations, like with Mobile Legends, fit the persona. These weren't scattershot cash grabs. They were strategic alignments with his core brand, relatable, iconic, cutting through complexity. Let's pause here. The finance lesson is screaming at us. Khaby didn't monetize his popularity, he monetized his point of view. He built an asset, his personal brand, around a core identifiable value. And then he invested that asset into partnerships that amplified rather than diluted that value. That's the difference between making a quick buck and building long-term wealth. Think about your own career, your own side hustle. Are you chasing the algorithm, trying to be everything? Or are you identifying the one simple true thing you offer, your version of the silent sigh, and building everything around that? That clarity is your most defensible asset.
Now, the scale is almost hard to comprehend. Most followed person on TikTok, walking the Campari red carpet, but the most telling detail, he still lives near that small town of Chivasso. He bought his parents a house, a concrete, beautiful testament to his success, but he didn't run off to some distant tax haven. He stayed grounded in the community that shaped him. His risk wasn't quitting a corporate job to chase a dream. His risk was staying the same when the whole world was telling him to change, to be more, to do more, to complicate it. His mindset principle was unwavering authenticity in the face of exponential growth. So what can we take from Khaby Lame's journey and apply to our own financial lives? First, the behavior lesson. Audit for unnecessary complexity. In your budget, in your investments, in your side projects. Where are you adding pulleys and candles where a simple hand will do? Strip it back. The simplest system is the one you'll actually maintain. Second, the actionable insight. Your unique perspective, your frustration, your humor, your way of seeing the world is an asset. Start treating it like one. Nurture it. Don't bury it under what you think you should be. What's the thing you do that makes your friends say, "That is so you"? There's a seed there. And finally, the mindset principle. When opportunity strikes, don't abandon your core. Scale your authenticity, don't replace it. The market rewards consistency and trust more than fleeting novelty. Khaby's story isn't about getting lucky on an app. It's about a young man in a cramped room under immense pressure who made a series of quiet, deliberate choices. He chose simplicity over noise, consistency over chaos, authenticity over performance. He looked at a world obsessed with complicated hacks for success and with a single silent gesture showed us the obvious way. All he did was use his hands. Until next time, keep being intentional. Peace.